Hello, Westover clients. I'm coming to you today to talk about the economy and markets. I read an article that I think captures the idea that we at Westover has very well. And with your permission, I'm going to refer to some notes I've made. Is the sky falling? Will this be known as a Chicken Little recession? By now, I'm sure you're very weary of hearing the words recession over and over and over again. It's been said that recession is inevitable, and that noise has been heard by all of us for well over a year. So I have two questions for you. One question with two numbers. What do the numbers 19 and 8 mean? Course of this little chat with you, I'll tell you. If you don't know what the first means, the answer is that the market, the S&P 500, I'm defining that as the market for purposes of our discussion, lost 19.44% last year. Now that's a pretty bad year, to say the least. But if you're looking up expecting the sky to continue to fall today, getting a crick in your neck, you're going to be surprised because the market actually is up 8% this year, year to date. So, question, answer me honestly. Did you know the market was positive by close to double digits through the middle of May of this year? I'll bet most of you didn't have that sense. And you don't have that sense, if you don't, because of all the headline news that you've heard about the inevitability of this recession and all the bad economic data that comes from it. Well, here at Westover, for you, we are long-term buy and hold investment professionals. That means that volatility in the equity markets and bond markets is inevitable. You have wins and losses all the time, and you never have all wins or all losses. Last night I watched the Sixers beat the Celtics in Boston to go ahead in that series 3-2. So that means they've won 3 times, but they've lost 2. That's the nature of sports. That's the nature of our investment business. But what you hope is that when the final score is called, that you will have more wins than losses. There are booms and busts. There are bull and bear markets. You have periods of growth, and yes, you have periods of recession. But if you buy, as we do, high quality equities and investment grade bonds, then you will always know that you have the opportunity for growth in good markets, and that you have the opportunity for resiliency to withstand down markets with good companies. So that's the path that we've followed for 25 years now, almost 25 years. Westover was started in 1999. Can you believe that? It's unbelievable how long it's been going on. We've been going on, and we've been doing this good work for you good clients. But this year, you've heard about high inflation. You've heard about interest rate hikes. You've heard about disappointing earnings. You've heard about slowing economic activity. Disaster after disaster after disaster. The sky is falling, the sky is falling. But we think that all of that bad information has already been priced into the market, and it was reflected, for example, in the performance of the S&P last year. And we think that now we have an opportunity to buy good, high-quality companies at a discount. And you've heard me say many times that we like to buy good companies when they put their stock price on sale. And we think we have an opportunity for that coming up with respect to what's going on in this economy. Something else you've heard me say many times is this: many people think incorrectly that the stock market and the economy are synonyms for one another, that one will go up surely as the other, and at the same rate, one will go down surely as the other. Not so. The stock market is a leading indicator. It moves ahead of the economy. So think of them as not twins, but siblings. I'm the oldest of 4 kids. So using my family as my example, 4 siblings, I'm the stock market, and my dear baby brother, who's 11 years younger than I am, he's the economy. So that's the way those two things interact. So if you look at the economic data that we've seen so far, it's not as bad as you might think. The CPI print came out today, projecting that inflation was going to be tapered down at 4.9% from 5% a month ago, and from 9+% last summer. So that's good. If you look at the performance of the stock market in the 12 months before a recession is officially said to have begun, it's negative. In the 11 times that a recession has been officially declared since the 1950s, the market has, for the 12 months before the recession, has been negative on average 3%. And 2 of those 11 double digits. So last year is no exception. It's a bit of an outlier, but it's no exception. But if you look at the equity markets for the 12 months after the recession has begun, the markets have been up 16% on average. So we very well may be in the middle of the so-called recession now. You'll remember that the officials who declare a recession do that after the fact, because they're always looking backwards. They're looking at what happened last month, what happened last year, what happened last quarter. And then they say, oh, by the way, in the first quarter of 2023 and the last quarter of 2022, we were in a recession. We don't hear that until now. So that may very well explain why this market has been up for this first quarter and a half of the second quarter by 8%. So my point in this story is, don't worry about where you are. We have you conservatively invested now. We have dialed back your equities so they are lower than your prototypical models. You know that. That gives us the opportunity to add to positions if this market tanks in the months to come, because we have a hard landing for a recession. We've got your cash equivalents now earning money for you in the so-called cash bucket, with the purchase of CDs, money market funds, and treasury notes maturing within 12 months. They're actually paying you 4 or 5% now. We couldn't get that for you a year ago. So we've got you positioned there. We've got you more heavily invested in that than we normally would, deliberately so. We've got gold purchased for your accounts in the form of an ETF. It's done beautifully this year. So we've got you positioned on the downside as strongly as we can, and we have you ready in the starting blocks with plenty of cash to pour into the market when things are certainly going up. So be confident that we know we've got you protected and we've got you prepared for a good bounce. We've got good companies for you, and we always will. So with that, I hope you have a great week, and give us a call if you've got any questions. Take care.